Friday. We're back. We're back. We're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you're having a swell day. My name is Michael. We're going to be programming again by hand. What do you know? The cursed, programming by hand. What nobody does anymore, apparently. What is outlawed. If you program, you'll be entered into the Hunger Games. If you code by hand, you are subhuman. That's what people make it out to be. Oh my gosh. Alright, you guys, welcome into the stream. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, not a lot going on today. I did some coding yesterday off stream. I just started coding and I didn't start the stream and I just kind of kept going. I didn't do too much. I just fixed up the issue I was having with dates and timestamps and stuff. And I kind of had to stick to the principle that database updates were timestamp entries for the update credentials of the row, but the actual fields that we were entering into ourselves were going to be dates themselves. So that's how I decided to go about it. And so today is going to be a fun one, I guess, because I think we have the opportunity here to implement the return. npm run dev. Okay. I was watching some Friends. Oh gosh. Come on, get out of here. My girlfriend likes the episode where Chandler and Monica are dating, and he accidentally kisses Monica in front of everybody, and so he has to play it off, and he goes and kisses everybody in the room. That was a really funny episode. I was looking up which one that was. I think it was season 5. All right, cool. We're back. All right, here we go. Let's go /admin here. All right, we're in here. Then we need to start up our backend and get this rolling. So let's cd. Let's go uv-corn server.main app -- reload. All right, here we go. We're cooking now, boys. Welcome. All right. So we've got search and product, add product thing, right? So we can click here to go to actual product. This takes us to the product page. Within here, right, this product, I'm gonna put the current stage at the top. Okay, so let's style out. I don't think let's not style out. I want style and stuff, but I don't. I want to keep. We got to keep going. We got to keep doing functional stuff. So let's build out a return. Right. So we know a return is an ID, a sale ID. Right, which is the foreign key to a sale. A requested at. So requested on. We'll make this on. We'll make this a date. Received, return received on. So this will also be a date or none. Date. Right? Return status is map return status enum. Return reason is a return reason. Created by string, right? Map date time, nice. Okay. So let's go here and import date. And here we'll also import date. Where's everybody at? Yo, chat, what's going on, chat? Chat! Where's everybody at, chat? It's cold in here. I gotta turn on this AC. Hi, I started on C Compiler today. Ah, C Compiler, dude, how's that going? That's gotta be tough. I got like lettuce in my tea. Haven't joined a stream in a while. Welcome back in. Okay, we got returns. Okay. Okay. So we have return. We have a return here. Remember, this is return on. This is going to be a date. Return requested at. That's going to be a create. Create, you haven't received it. Or no, you could create one. This is a date. Return status, return reason. ID created by here. Let's get those here. Okay, nice. And this is a date. Okay, so we have return now. And so let's go to our routes and let's create a returns router.py. Michelle! The heck? Michelle! Dodgeball reference. Alright, let's get into this. Should we play some jams? Some sweet jams? Or should we keep it silent? I'll keep it silent. I'll talk through my code here. Alright. Let me know if you want me to talk through my code line by line here. I'll just talk as I type. Alright, so if we're going to make a router using our fast API instance, we're going to connect this route to our overall fast API, object or whatever. So we're going to do from fast API import the API router. What we can do is router is equal to API router, right? And this router prefix is going to equal to slash, right? The route we're going to do to ping this API response is going to be slash returns, right? And then we'll have tags equal to returns. So there's our route. And then what we can do is have at router.get, right? This will be just returns. You have to give a response model. So what are we going to respond? What are we going to send back as our data? Like, what are we going to... yeah, response model is what we're going to send back, not what we're going to receive. So what we're going to return, baby, or respond with is the return read. So from server.schemas.return import return. Let's import all here. Cool. So that's our decorator. And then we'll have a definition here at get returns. Right, this is going to do, all we need here is a database instance, which is a session, right, from our SQLAlchemy.orm session or ORM session. And this is equal to a dependency, right, a fast API dependency, which like this route will not run unless this dependency returns back what we're wanting here, right, this session. And, so if we have, then this is a get DB. Right, and so what we're going to do is do from server dot database dot session import get DB. We'll import here depends, and then we'll do from SQLAlchemy.orm import session. Cool. Nice. So now what we can do is just return a select or a database.scalars, and we'll do a statement of select the return class, right? Dot all. So what we'll do is go from SQLAlchemy import select, and then from models.return import return. Okay. Yeah. Cool, so that'll return all of our returns. Now what we're going to do is do at router.get slash, this is going to get a return, right? So this will be slash return ID in a parameter, response model equals to return read. And sorry, this is actually a list of return reads. This is a singular return read. We're going to do define get return data. We're going to have a ID here. Return ID. And this is a UUID. And then this is also going to have a database session DB. Okay, so I don't know Golang. I only learned Python. We're going to do, and rather than bouncing around from language to language, getting surface level, pretty irrelevant knowledge, I'd rather dive deeper and develop more of a mastery into one, and then might be easier to then go and translate into others and develop even further masteries in others. That's my theory. So we need to get something via this return ID. So in order to do this, we would need to select return dot where return dot ID is equal to ID. Right, this would be statement. We would do database dot scalar statement. Return. Yeah. So these are actually going to be async functions to figure out. Even though our router is not async yet. And then we'll do okay, now let's write another route here. Let's do at router.get / return / product. It's product ID, right? So sales. So we have product creates product, get ID is sales, get sales, get returns. Yeah, so maybe not. The returns, these are going to be more of get sales router, which has create sale. Create return. Which is a return. A database, which is a session. Okay, so existing, first we have to check if it exists. Go to so we need to select a return. In order to create a return, you have to have an open sale. And where so existing, actually we would say select return where return product ID is equal to product ID. Right. So return is tied to product ID. Or sorry, sale ID, my bad. So we'd have where return is sale ID, data.sale ID, right? And we also need to check, right, if there's already an open return and where return dot return status dot is so it's a binary expression until it is generated when a value of none. So return status, let's go check our return stage, returns enums, return reason, return status, approved, requested, blah, blah, blah. So it is not equal to you can't request a return on this object. So an existing return would be if you have, right, you have to first find if you have a sale that corresponds to a return. No, you wouldn't, because a sale, let's think about this actually. No, I'm good. The sale, existing equals to database.scalar select return, where return.sale ID is equal to data.sale ID. So the data is going to have a sale. We're going to create a return. In order to create this return, an existing return on this sale. I guess it would be like you would want to do it at the product level, no, right? If you have any open product returns on this product. So it'd be like we have to select products where so it'd be like select the product associated so return create might need to give us the product, probably like our sale does. So let's go to our schema and return create. Let's, instead of pass, let's do a special addition to return create product ID to link to product on back end. So be like to give a product ID here. So if that's the case, return create has product ID. So we want to select a return. We want to select product where select product dot join maybe return on. We don't have anything in common here besides the sale. So select product where product ID is equal to data.product ID. And data.product ID. And then we would also want to select here where the product status is not return so the product will have a current stage right that we can reflect off of. Product.current stage. So existing equals to database.scalar select product where product ID is equal to data.product ID and product.current stage is equal to, we'll do product stage dot is not equal to or is equal to return pending. So this would be, we want to do from server.models. So we want to find existing should be like find a product, find or get the product and see so if existing, so now would we want the product here? Product doesn't have anything to know about our row, right? Or I mean our return. You have listings. Some map relationship or listings. Return. Just no cell ID. Return product. If return product if return product product ID equal to returning stage. Return product, okay. So if not return product. So maybe we would match case of product stage here actually. It's product stage. If it's inventory, you can't make a product. Yeah, we would. Yeah, we would. So we would select an existing, get the product. So let's just pull the product actually. All right, let's just pull the product row, right? What we're gonna do is say match product row dot current stage, and we're gonna do case of product stage dot return pending. We'll run this raise. We'll have case product stage dot inventory, right? We're gonna raise HTTP exception status code dot status dot HTTP 409 conflict, and say detail f string product ID equals to data dot product ID does not have a sale to return. Something like this. See you later, Overdue. Thanks for coming in, my guy. Appreciate you so much. You're awesome. See you later. Okay, let's do a case product stage dot. What are other product stages? Sold, you can. Archived, you can't. Listing, you can't. Listing. Product idea is a that's product stage. Right. Product stage dot archived. Product stage dot archived. Okay, so now we have case product stage dot sold. So now we can do it. Now if it's in sold status, you can mark a return here. So what we'll do is see if there is already existing, well, we already checked that via that, so we know we can make a return. So we need to get the sales record, which is in mark it as sold at. So we need to sales, the sale record, this thing sold on sale price, no created by returns. Okay. Okay, so we only have to, what do we need to do? So to create a return, you mark a return. That opens up a field of things you give to make a return, which are, survey says, these guys. You'd give, so you'd give, let's pull up the schema rather. Return create takes in all of these. So you do a sale ID, return requested at, this is return requested on, which is the date given, which would be the date you entered this. Okay, so we have to get the product stage. Okay, gotcha. So we need to get the product, the current stage, and close exit. Stage. Okay. Okay, so let me take a peek at my sale really quick. I try to listing stage transition. Sale. Transition the product. Now we create the new product stage history. Okay. So what we would call is product stage history dot from product, and we would do so we would do this. This takes in the product row. Entered on. No, we would do, not that. We would do from server dot services dot stage history services would be import get current stage history. And then we would also do from server dot services dot stage transition services. We're going to import product transition stage. Okay. So we're gonna create a return. Hey Tim. So what we're gonna do is do transition, product stage transition. So I'm taking the product row, the current stage history, which we need to call by getting get current stage history of the database, and the product ID, which is data.product ID, right? We're gonna have current stage history, and then we're going to do this product stage transition. Transition on would be data dot return requested on and then transition to would be the product stage dot return pending. Okay, so that would do that. So let's go here. Let's do this. Try here. Accept. What did I raise there on that sale runner? I raised a 500 internal server error with status code stir on E. Okay. 500. Okay, so we get product stage transition, and then this will return back two objects, right? A tuple product and product stage history. So we have product row. We'll say updated. Right, new stage history. So we have the product row and the new stage history. We now need to call so we would have to add in the new stage history and then create the return probably, right? Yeah, add the new stage history, create the return, add this, yeah, perfect, okay. So add the new stage history, so then we would create the return. We do this, except for we probably delete out the product ID because return doesn't take that. Return takes sale ID requested or we do return. Wouldn't you just do date unpack data? Yeah, and then you do you return. Add the new return commit, refresh, return. Get the current product stage and exit the sold price. And then select return. There's product stage transition. Product stage transition. Change the product revenue. Product stage creating product revenue. Current stage history equals to. Then you do transition on the exited on. Current stage is transition 2. We're doing entered. Transition on. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's good. So now if we take our return router, I'm gonna take this guy here. Let's see how this looks. Let's throw it in here. Reasonable. Oh, sorry, this is a post. I always do that. So there, if not product row, right? We did that in the sale router, so let's just take that. We did this here. If not product row, raise this. Oh, okay, so you can actually do this. Instead of deleting out of data model for returns router here, instead of doing delete, you can do this. You can do dot dot data model dump. You can then you can exclude a object of product ID. You have model dump. I thought that product from going to create product. So data.model dump on the product. Then so you model dump it into a dictionary. Then you parse it out. That's right. And then you dump it all into this object. Okay, so that does that. Database add, new return. I've been coding Python for 2.5 years now, about. No, not actually, a little over 2 years. That's kind of crazy, dude. I feel like I just started. Okay. Cool. So what did that do? Is now we have product for a return. You can now create a return on this product. Right. So let's wire up our front end to be able to do that functionality, right? Okay, let's try it. Let's try it here. Ready? You guys can leave a like on the stream. That'd be awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. Okay, let's do front end now. Okay, so we're gonna need to get, we have get returns via ID / products ID returns. This would be returns. Product ID returns / returns sort by data. So returns router is returns / create return. Returns get return ID. So product though, it says get sales. Your product get returns in the product. Yeah, your returns here. Return requested on. Okay, get returns. We already have this one set up here. Good. So returns router has get. This just gets a single return ID. This gets all returns in our returns table. This creates a return on the return table. Good. And then if you get a specific product return, it was on the product router, right? So let's go ahead. Our get returns ID. This would be product ID. So get returns. So we'll say get product returns, right? Product ID. Right here. Cool. So this would be actually get products. Product / returns. Products / product ID So it's, what am I doing? So returns router. So get product returns is on products. Sort by. Here on get product returns. Okay. I banned a few people, but not really. People are usually pretty genuine about it. But I can usually tell when people are like trolling about it, like being like making fun of me for not doing it or whatever. When in reality, it's like, yeah, if I would have had a boss that was telling me I needed to use AI to speed up programming and do things and whatnot, and I needed to show token usage for like a job, like performance, review. This is just me programming in my bedroom by myself. I already have a full time job as a biochemist. I don't really if I wanted to, I'd like to be a software engineer and have a software engineer job, but I've kind of honestly accepted kind of reality that it just might not happen. Maybe that's just cope because I'm like just trying to make myself feel better, but I don't want to do leak code problems. I don't really want to do those really dumb interviews. I have over almost 1,000 hours of live coding on my channel here to prove that I can code and build stuff. I just don't really want to waste my time doing that kind of studying when I just don't really enjoy it. I'm pretty kind of stubborn about like time. Like I'll spend my time how I want to spend it. Okay, get product returns. Cool. So what we need to do is we're going to have a mark return. So we're going to need to have a create return page, right? Which is going to be similar to like the create sale page in all honesty. So we'll just kind of copy this, rename to create return page. Right, so we'll have to use this. So this will be create page. So this is set listing and product. We pass the listing. We don't need the listing. I guess we could pass the sale. Get sale and product, get product. So ID is from the parameters, right? Cool. Use effect load data, get product, set product here. Do I not use? This is anything used. Okay. Load data, get product, set product here. Nav, backpath. Create subform product. Create. Product ID, product SKU. I'm just pass the product object. Listing ID here. Yeah. ID. Okay. Let's find that. Okay, so now we need to create this create return form. Okay, so components. Copy this. Rename. ID. Okay. Set error, set successful handle, submit. Form data, my current target. Product ID. Sale ID. Oh, a return does point to a sale, right? Yes, it does. Okay, so what do we need for a return? Let's go to our schema. So return create, you need a product ID, sale ID, return requested on. Return received on. Return status will happen automatically. So return status, let's go to our return enums. Return status is requested, approved, and transfer received, rejected. Let's go to requested. Automatically create return. So return has return status. Return status not requested. So that'll default that. So you don't need to give that on the creator. So you just have to give a return requested on date and a reason. Maybe notes. Notes would probably be good to have on return. Return. Let's just stir. Right, product has that as well, right? stir none. Turn none. Read. Notes. Okay, and then we'll have to go to our model for product, or return rather, sorry. Provide a notes, which is a mapped stir, which is equal or none, equal to a math column. String 500 250. So product notes text equal text not string. Listing has notes, which is string 250. Brand, no notes. Sale, notes, string 250. Okay, so we have notes on there then. Put notes there, we'll put notes on the schema. Create doesn't, just dumps it out, so we don't really need to worry about that. Okay, I think we're fine. Let me go ahead and what I'm gonna need to do is do cd server docker give me that Python, where is it? There we go. Okay, so now we create a product really quickly here. Let's create a product, hat, beanie, one size, cost 5, 2, save. Listing, Instagram, 10, save. Sold, 10, save. Return, right here. Okay, so let's do that now. So app create return page. Okay, and then create return page. It's here, calls create. Okay, now create return form is here, form data. Chat response success, create. requested nodes. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is we need the enums. Right, we need the enums. Create shell form, this doesn't have shell. Create listing form, this has listing enums, right? Listing platforms in, okay. Gotcha, okay. So on create return page, get product, we would need to get return reasons, right? So create listing page. Let's keep listing reference to. Create return form. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna have return reasons, set return reasons, let's change lists. Okay, we're going to use effect load data const return reasons. Okay, so we get return reasons. Okay, so now here in funcs, const return. Get okay, reasons. Now we're going to go to our router, reference data router, and add in this get return reasons. Get return reasons. Okay, so that'll call return reasons. Get return reasons will get called here. Set return reasons into this. We take the create return form. We pass in return reasons. Return reasons. Create return form. Create return. Sorry, hold up. Create return given form data. Take that. Okay, cool. So return requested. Notes. New data return. Create return. Oh, nice. Okay, so now let's go to our we did that, so mark return. Inspect. Create return was already been declared. Sources. Identify create return form has already been declared. Create return page. Request a function seek server API funcs does not export name return. API funcs.js does not provide a named create return. Okay, so I'm doing this error here. Create return page. Okay, so this goes to some page here, so hold on. And add it to my app, I don't think. Here. admin products ID returns ID. Just sale ID create return. Okay. Bros, let me have code, send some sort of alarm to emails when you need to keep what went wrong. Oh no, it's Huey, this guy back, bro, no. Create return page. Return page. Create return page. No routes / admin products / this / create sale. Oh, that's create sale. Oh, I'm not going to the button. Hold on. We want to go to product page. Sales. Okay, so the sale, you have to give a button. Admin product ID sales. Product ID sale ID create return. So you would create a return for this specific sale ID, right? Products ID sale ID create return. Products ID sale ID create return, because create sale page does listing, create sale, yeah. product ID. Okay, so then if we go there we go, create return. Now, what we're going to do is we have create return page, create return form. Hey, Open Oracle, thanks for coming in, dude. So then what we're going to do is have return requested, new date, local string, California label, notes. And then let me go to my create sale form really quick. I'm going to take the listing form. Sorry. I'm going to take the platform. I'm going to create sale form here. And this is going to be return reason. Hey, how's it going, Juan? Thanks for coming in. First time here, that's cool. Return reason. So we're gonna do return reasons dot map return reason. Key is return reason. That is return reason. Oh, shoot. Return reasons form, return reasons. Nice, there's our return reasons. Okay, so then you would click this, create return, 404. Post turn to create return. Localhost. Not found at all. Okay. So we're pinging okay. 404 not found for create return. Turns / create return. So let's go add in the returns router to our main function here. Okay, let's hit it again. (422) unprocessable content. Let's see. Missing return status. So the create returns the return status automatically on create. So we don't need that on return status in the return schema. Return status is not here because return status gets given automatically and then can be updated. Okay, so now if we give this, there we go. Back. Nice, look at that. The sold exited out appropriately. Look. The sold, right? The sold archive exited appropriately on that date. It opened up the return archive, and product history, and then we just need to now display returns here. That's our last step here. So let's do that. We're building a site for me and my girlfriend for clothing resale, for vintage clothes that we like to get you guys. So let's go to our product page. Go down to returns. So returns headers are going to be sale ID, return, requested, return received, return requested, return reason, say reason, status. Okay. So we call this returns. Call blah blah blah. Set listings. Fetch sales. Fetch returns. Set returns loading. Set returns error. Sort by is return request. Returns data. Returns loading. Okay. Return sale ID. Return dot. Return. Set history error is not defined. Your returns is not defined. Hey, thank Patel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. That's very sweet and kind of you. Thanks so much. You're the best. That's so cool. Does not provide export and get returns. I don't have your returns on here. Get product returns. Ah, there it is. Woo! Nice. So status is what? Return model. Return status. Product page. Returns. Where are you? Where are you? Return status in the list of data provided. Return status is none here. Maybe it's not being sent. So let's go to our schema. Return. Yeah, no return status here. Which is a return status enum. And there it is. Haha! Woo! Hey bro, what's up? What you doing? Programming language you doing now? We're learning this is Python and React. Nice. So now we have the returns there. So now we'll have to have a button there. Listen, mark inventory, right? It'll be back in inventory. Right? I guess we create another listing. Yeah, okay. Then we'd have a button mark inventory right there. Cool. Oh shoot. All right, so let's show you guys what's going on. All right, everybody pay attention. I'm gonna show you guys the project so far. Everybody listen up. All right. So, right, we needed some way to add in products into our database, but also have a database be dynamic and have, a ability to be flexible for our needs, not being super static and being, kind of a nice architecture for like clothing product domains. So what we have here is the ability to edit, create a product. Brings up this form. I'll edit the styles here, but we have the form. You give it a brand. You can add a new brand if you want, like new brand. You can create it. right? Or you can just leave brand as is, and we'll say Forever 21. Notice how hats only has one primary size. Doesn't have a secondary size. Whereas if I chose like bottoms, I get a secondary size. So there's sizing configurations depending upon clothing categories. Or clothing types, I mean, right? Because shorts would have just a single size. So the clothing type is what determines the size configurations. So, right? So short. So let's have jeans, a 30, 32 in jeans. Let's say it was 568. And we got from upscale vintage, right? And let's say we got it's 2010s. All right, and so let's say we acquired it today. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and then we'll make a little test note. We'll say test notes, test, create product note, save. Successful. We can go back, and there is our jeans right there. There they are. All right, let's go ahead and if we wanted to, we could look up. Like we don't know, we can't remember what jeans they were, but we know they were Forever 21. So let's look up Forever 21. And oh, there they are. There's the jeans. So it filters out. So here's our jeans. And as you can see, it has an automatic product stage history entry that happens under the hood via this creation entered and exited on the stage is inventory, right? It got added into inventory. a product stage was created. All right, let's go ahead and I need to add in the status up here for the product stage, the current stage field right here. But we'll go ahead and add a listing. So we'll add a listing. Let's say that this listing is Instagram and we listed it for $12. All right, let's say test listing note and save. Creation successful. Cool. All right, there's our listing, right? It started at 8:20 today and is still open, hasn't ended, and has no end reason. We have notes here. And then we have a product stage history update automatically that happened for that update. Remember, the product stage history is just a life cycle tracking table for as the product moves through different stages of our system. The history is just an audit table for helping us determine what's happened in the life cycle of this product. How many times has it been returned? When it was returned, how it was returned, the flow of when it was returned, like all of when it was added, when it was sold, how many times it was listed, like all those different types of things, right? So now we have that. Now I can mark this as sold. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Listing platforms do not provide on create sale form. Create sale form. Okay, now I need to go to Alon products page. Sales, fetch sales. Here. Oh. Where's the create sale rate? What is this? This is for the what is this? This is for the gosh dang it. Oh, it's hot. Create sale page has a create sale form which takes in listing platforms. So listings page, the products page. Create listing page, listing reference data. Let's get listing reference data. Set this. Okay, so I'm gonna get listing platforms. So I'm gonna get listing platforms. Get listing platforms. Get listing platforms. Listing platforms. Set listing. Get listing reference data. Create sale page. Okay, create listing. Listing and create sale page. So we have to do platforms. Let's get listing. We use the listing. I don't think we do use this listing. Okay, cool. So now we should be able to create the sale. This guy knows it. Vibe coding is nice, but there's still so much joy in coding by hand. Yeah, Jed. I'd have to, if I wanted to make any changes, I'd have to ask a question, sit and wait 5 minutes. Ask a question, sit and wait 10 minutes. Next thing you know, 2 hours have gone by and I've only fixed 2 things. And half of it's been waiting around. And I don't even know my code base. I haven't learned anything and I'm cooked. Okay, Mark sold $10. sold on. Create sale form should not have a platform associated with it. No. It's just 10. Great, there we go. I'm not sure how that got in there. I think I accidentally pasted that in there on accident. So then mark return here. Test return note. Return 422 unprocessable. Return status in the body of the create return form. Return return status happens automatically, right? Via the model. Return status, default return status dot requested. So schema return create should not take return status. As a creatable option. But it should return status on update, and also on the read. Return update, you can update the return status. All right, successful now. There's our return. And there's a lever returns. And the return hasn't exited. All right. Woo! You learn by doing. Have you been learning full stack and now you build project? Yeah. I've been teaching myself how to code for a little over 2 years live on the channel. My name is Michael. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I work as a professional biochemist. I was in chemical and control manufacturing for 4 years. Now I'm in research and development for a clinical research cancer lab within the same company. I taught myself how to code. I write like scripts and things like that. I wrote chemical blend matrix scripts, KPI functionality scripts, dashboards, all that jazz for my current job. I do more equipment management and genetic machine management right now for my job, but hoping to get into the kind of the bioinformatics team that they have on site maybe next year would be my goal. But yeah, I'm just building products for building stuff. We've been doing a lot of learning, a lot of course taking, a lot of book reading on the channel to build up our knowledge. But it's time that we really start to focus on building out real projects that have actual, not just simple little scripts or little fun one-day projects, but real big projects. So this is my big project here. Cool, so we have that. That looks good. We'll need to fix the spacing on this stuff, obviously. Force it to fill. And then this will obviously need a button here for mark returned or like mark inventory, right? I mean, mark complete, like mark completed, right? Okay, let's try it one more time with a different product and see if everything works. Let's create a new product. Let's do, this is a Gap hoodie. So this is a top hoodie, large, $5. We got it at Goodwill, 90s. We got it today, save. There's our Gap hoodie. Okay, let's create a listing for this. Instagram, let's say we're gonna list it for $10. Let's do it today, save, back. All right, there's our listing, and inventory stage ended, listing stage entered. Cool, hasn't ended yet. Mark sold. All right, sale price, let's say it sold for 10 and sold it today. Create sale, let's go back. All right, end was updated, end reason was updated. The listing stage exited, sold stage entered, right? Awesome. Mark return, right? Let's say we return here. We had return changed mind, create return, back, returns updated. There's the sale ID associated. I need to have a little bit maybe of a better marker, or maybe make like sales have an individual ID, kind of like a UUID or whatever. Not a UUID, but like an internal ID, like we have for a product here, right? SKUs. It exited sold, entered and exited sold, and entered return via this return. And the return status is requested. So, right, we're almost there. We just need to be able to edit these options and whatnot and figure all that out. But like the core functionality is really getting there, you guys. It's really coming along here. Hey, thanks so much for the 2 Jewel. We got people. We got multiple donos this stream. Thank you so much. Thanks. That's awesome. I've never had. Oh wow, a star for 2 Jewels. Thank you so much. Thanks. Wow. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Appreciate the dono and the stickers. That's so cool. You're the best. I appreciate the support, everybody. My name's Michael. I've been teaching myself how to code for 2 years now, building full stack projects primarily in Python and React. I build a lot of scientific and biological and stuff simulators with stock option simulators and predictions, data analytics, statistics, like a prediction market statistic site like Polywhirl. If you guys haven't seen our Polywhirl site, go check it out. Polywhirl, this is our current full stack site that we have live, where you can sign in and make an account and see our leaderboard of betters, our better leaderboard. Better leaderboard. Looks good there, but yeah, this looks really nice. I'm super stoked with this. We have the ability to search, like Gap. There it is, Gap. Let's search for anything that's like jeans. Right, jeans. Nice. Looks really good. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. This was an awesome stream. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.